I never see this.
Whoa, don't touch anything.
No, I'm guessing she's the one who killed Brandon, right?
Well, yeah, she escaped from police custody last night. My question is, how did she wind up dead in your office?
You're going to have to ask Anthony Zacchara, because I'm sure he hired her to frame Abby for Brandon's murder, and then he let her get arrested and arranged for her to escape, and then he killed her before she could talk.
Ties it up pretty nicely.
That's where Anthony's headed, isn't it?
Well, unless we get evidence against him, you're going to be a suspect too, you know that.
You believe that? Come on.
No.
Now, what do you mean? Why me?
maybe as a warning, a statement to anyone who messed with Michael or anyone else.
Okay, hold on here, okay? If I had whacked her, she would have never been found. And I wouldn't have whacked her and put her in my office so Brenda and her son could walk in here.
Maybe that's the whole point. Make yourself look like the victim when in fact, you pulled the trigger.
Oh, because I'm always looking for sympathy? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just letting you know how I'd investigate it, that's all.
The best thing for you to do right now, Dante, is to forget you were even here.
Okay. The female victim, she's shot in the chest. The body's cold, so send someone over here ASAP.
You're giving somebody a lot of work.
Well, I'd rather do this the right way instead of you trying to cover it up and hanging a guilty sign around your neck.
Well, you already said I'm a suspect, right?
Well, yeah, don't worry, Sonny. You're going to be exonerated. Just let the police do their job.
You'll be pulled off conflict of interest.
That's so be it, you know? I mean, probably someone who is impartial should handle this.
Justice is served, is that right?
Sonny, what are you complaining about? You've never done any time anyway.
Well, that's not nice. Who do you think called in the tip?
It was anonymous.
Anthony had to have arranged it.
Well, if he did, I'll find out.
And you know he covered his tracks. It's going to be very difficult to prove he killed anybody.
You know what? Prisons are full of criminals who think that exact same thing.
All right, I'm gonna call Diane. I'm gonna make arrangements. If you need me to come down to make a statement, whatever you need, I'm there.
What do you think this is all about?
You want me to incriminate myself?
No, I think it's a lot for Anthony to go moving a body around. Pretty risky for him to do that just to pull a prank on you to make your life more difficult.
I think he's got an ulterior motive. Something bigger that Anthony is after.
Like what?
You all right? Where's Alec?
He's outside playing with Joya.
Scared? Is he all right?
Yeah, he's scared. He's scared. I scared him when I screamed. I don't know if he realizes that woman was dead, but yes, he's afraid.
I don't want him to be afraid, but at least, you know, he didn't...
At least what?
At least he didn't know what he saw.
What do you mean he didn't know what he saw? I mean, he's gonna figure it out someday. Trust me, he's never gonna get that picture out of his head.
I spoke to the staff. They opened the restaurant.
Well, I'm really glad you spoke to the staff, Sonny. I mean, I'm sure this is like no big deal to them, right? It's just business as usual.
It's never happened before, and it's not gonna happen again.
How do you know?
I had no idea who that woman was.
Who do you think you're talking to? Why was that woman in your office? That was one of your enemies sending you a message. And that same person could possibly come after me and Alec, right?
I would never let that happen.
It doesn't reassure me anymore.
I've been working for years with my associates to keep the peace. Somebody crossed the line.
I don't want to hear about it.
Okay, of course, you don't want to hear about it.
This happens every day in your world, right? This is a normal part of your business. Well, it's not a normal part of my son's world, a child's world.
Right. What happened is horrible. The police are involved. I'm even working with the police.
You are?
Yeah.
So you're not going to go show up with your lawyer and refuse to say anything? You're not doing that?
No, you know what? I'm doing what I'm doing. Don't worry about it.
No, what you have assumptions, right?
No.
About who you think did this?
Okay.
Why don't you tell me that? That would make me feel better.
I'm not going to tell you. You know why?
Why not?
Because I don't want to involve you. You're not involved.
Oh, what a surprise. You don't want to involve me? Okay. Well, something has to change. For me.
I know it was upsetting to walk into my office and see, a woman in a chair and the whole thing, and I'm doing everything I can to shield Alec from that side of my life. I got extra security, I got patrols all over the house.
Extra security, so now my son is really going to feel like a prisoner.
Oh, okay, but see, the thing is this, you knew what you got into. I mean,
what?
You knew that my business was dangerous. So what do you want me to do about it?
I'm sorry, what do you mean I knew what I was getting myself into? I was pretty sure that I could probably count on the fact that it's okay for me to walk into my husband's office with our child and not find a dead woman sitting behind the desk.
But I already told you it was horrible, and it was. He saw what he saw. It's done. What do you expect me to do about it now?
My boy was taken from the only family that he has ever known and brought here to live with us. We're strangers to him. I'm like such a bad mom.
Well, but why?
Because he's gonna have nightmares. He's gonna see dead bodies in his dreams now, and that's my fault.
He's a little boy. He didn't know what he saw.
What if we would have walked in on them killing her?
But that didn't
What if that would have happened? What if it would have happened?
It didn't happen. What happened was unacceptable. I've said it already. How many times? And there's no point in arguing anymore. This is... It shouldn't have happened, and it's not going to happen again.
I just want my boy to have a good life, you know? I just want him to be safe.
That's what I want, too, for you, because you deserve it.
I'm only happy when I'm with you.
I promise you we're going to get through this.
You know, I married you. I knew what I was getting myself into. I accepted every part of your life. I knew it would affect everything. It was worth it to me. Because I just want to be with you. And now, I just want something different. It's just not. I'm a mom. I have to think about Alec.
You know, I would never ask you to stay if I didn't believe that I could give you and your son a good life.
But what about a safe life, Sonny?
There are no absolutes. I mean, I could, you know, take every precaution in the world.
I want to ask you something. If you could do everything over again, if you had to raise your kids all over again, would you change anything about the way you've done it?
There's a lot of things I would have done different. No question. I mean, I learned a lot of painful lessons, especially with Michael. But you know, I believe that I could maybe give Alec a better life. I don't expect a repeat of what happened this morning. You know, I talked to my people and gave them hell. So, but look, just to be absolutely sure, it would be best if you and Alec don't come around my office or the warehouse or anywhere I do business for your own.
Well, we could do that for now, but what about when he gets older and starts asking questions about what you do for a living?
Tell him the truth, I'm a coffee importer.
So you want to lie to him?
Well, I mean...
What are you going to do when he starts seeing your picture on the news and he starts asking why he can't leave the house without guards?
Hey, if this is a bad time, we can come back.
Never a bad time to see my kids.
Really? Because you didn't seem happy the last time you saw me.
Okay, I'm very sorry that things got tense. Yeah.
Well, maybe if you stop treating me like a little kid and let me make my own decisions on what I wear and who I date.
Christina, can we not do this right now?
Oh, we're going to have to discuss it at some point.
But maybe we should go. You two are obviously in the middle of something. Christina?
No, actually, I was thinking maybe you guys could stay and we could have a family meeting. Sonny and I are having to make some difficult choices about Alec, and I just thought it might be helpful, you know, to hear how your father's business has affected your lives. Michael and I actually, we talked about this some, but I want to hear what Christina's childhood was like, or what you remember of it.
I didn't really spend that much time with Dad growing up. My mom kept me pretty sheltered.
Yeah, because I saw her mainly on sometimes on the weekends, and then, you know, because her mother wanted her to be normal.
Right, right. But I'm just saying there had to be that moment, right, where you realized, you know, that your father isn't a normal businessman.
I guess I always knew.
So your mother was just upfront with you about it?
She didn't really have to. We'd hear things at school.
Yeah, everyone pretty much knew our father was Sonny Corinthos. The kids were either told to stay clear or try too hard to be friends with us to get invited to our house and see how we actually lived.
Did that bother you? Not knowing whether or not kids liked you for you or for who your father was?
No, we learned to deal with it, and just like everything else. Just we had to live by certain rules that other kids didn't have to live by.
Like guards?
Yeah, but there's privileges. You know, I don't know many other kids whose father owns a private island, so...
Of course, my mother would never let me go. Michael would come back with this amazing tan, telling all these stories about snorkeling and water skiing, and there'd be 5 inches of snow on the ground here. But more than anything, I wished that I could spend more time with Dad, like Michael did.
Yeah, I was lucky. I really couldn't ask for a better father.
Neither could I.
Hey.
And that's not a bribe to get you to lighten up.
No.
No, I really mean it.
Yeah. But you know what?
Well, I know that we don't agree on everything, but I do know that you love me.
I love you very much, and that's not going to change, even if you were that.
I thought you didn't want to talk about it.
Could you take your sister home?
Yeah, not a problem.
Talk about this later. Okay.
Nice. Thank you. Thanks, you guys.
Of course.
See you, buddy. Did you get your question answered?
Your kids really love you. Alex can love you too. I just hope that love's enough.